for the poet from Phonetic Spit.
To the first man I ever loved, this is our story. In the original myth, Persephone was not kidnapped, but she was robbed. She walked the unplowed fields of eternal harvest time, and upon hearing the wailing screams of the dead from a chasm deep within the earth, she lowered herself to their aid. They welcomed her, called her mother, called her ruler. And when she left them, she planted a pomegranate seed deep within the soil of the underworld and swore to return each time it bore fruit. As she ascended to the world of the living, the spring blossomed out of frigid winters. Her mother Demeter embraced her, and together they remained until the tree beneath the earth bore fruit and Persephone returned to her realm. There was no Hades. There was no brother Zeus to aid in the abduction of a child goddess. No need for trickery or coercion to keep her with him for all of eternity with the aid of just one more seed. Her power as a goddess was stolen from her by the men who dared to rewrite her story. Persephone should have been a king. I don't know what this means about you and me. If I was stolen from the safety of the arms of Summer and my mother, if I was too naive, if you were lonely with only the shadows stalking the walls for companions and you needed a friend, or if you were just clever enough to get me to eat one more seed, or if my story is destined to be buried under yours, I should have been a king. But you, man, have buried me. Took my mother's soil into your unworthy blue hands and brought my legacy death with that which breeds life. You, man, have poured libations of wine onto my lips so that I would stumble drunk and inarticulate in the afterlife. You, man, left no coins upon my eyes so that I could pay the ferryman. You took my hand and led me by the river Styx, led me to my throne which you now have claimed, and cursed me to be your dumb bride for all of eternity. You, man, have claimed my throne, my crown, my glory. You, man, smiled as you strode into the darkness, my mother weeping, all my power your prize. You, man, smile unrepentant, but it is in the nature of the snake to bite that which it feels threatened by, to shade its eyes when it is faced with the magnificence of the sun. You are justified in your fear. You are justified in your anxiety. You are justified in your jealousy, but you will take no more from me. To the first man I ever loved, they say that the first siren was a woman thrown overboard because the sailors thought she was bad luck at sea. And it is said that as she drowned, stones in her pockets, if she screamed loud and long enough, offered all that she had to the deep, the sea itself would take her and remake her, fill her lungs with brine and sea glass, and in return, for the rest of her days, she would lay in wait for the men that cast her to her death, to her rebirth, and upon seeing them again would offer them the voice that the sea had given her, unhinge her jaws to sing, to devour every last man falling 6 miles deep in dark blue love. Isn't it funny how deadly girls become when we open our mouths? I don't know what this means for you and me, but I get the feeling you wouldn't like to find out. Because you put the weights in my hands, put these chains around my feet, your bare bodkin in my back as I walked the beam to my fate. You, man, you thought that I drowned, but I scrubbed my cheeks with sea foam, emptied all my lungs of air until I could breathe again. The ocean taught me how to sing, and I will not be silenced. This is my song, man, and your ears will bleed to hear it. This is my deadly red fruit, man, and you will not twist my arm to feed me its seeds to make me your bride. This is my legend, man, and I will not be buried. Yeah.